Hi everyone, Paul Morbid here, Morbid Team Entertainment and Bolex Repair Philippines. Going to do a repair on this early Bolex H-16 side viewfinder. I'm going to use this in my filmmaking as a director's finder. A lot of Bolex H-16 users do the same thing. You don't have to pay a lot of money, hundreds of dollars, even thousands of dollars for a director's finder. When you're using Bolex, you can just use one of these. They also just simply fit right into your pocket. Alright, so I've got some surface rust back here, which is relatively simple to remove, and some of the rusted screws around in different areas. But mainly when I look inside the viewfinder, it's filled with dead insects. And as some people have, some viewers have even asked me before about their viewfinder repair on their H-16. Same thing here with any viewfinder on the Bolex. Sometimes it's not even dirt. What it is tiny insects will get trapped inside of the viewfinder, and they can see the light coming in and out. They're trying to get out of there, but they end up dying inside of there. So we've got to get those out and clean everything. So let's get started. So I'm going to start with these screws around the back of the viewfinder. Right there. The problem with this stuff always is how rusted are they. Now, how much of an issue is this going to be with these rusted screws fighting with you? Oh, that's good. You got one going on there. Alright. One off, and then my egg tray off to the side. And I'm going to continue to go around the viewfinder here and take these off. Back in a moment. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and separate these two parts of the finder, and let's see what we got. Okay, so as expected, dead insects and dirt inside of there. As you can see, glass to clean back there. Inside, let's take a frightening look. Ooh. Look at all the dead insects in there and dirt. So let's get started cleaning on that. Okay, so it's Q-tips and rubbing alcohol. And here we go. On the glass. And all the way around. See there? That's just with about 4 strokes of the brush, so to speak. When you get these cameras, these Bolex cameras, man, I'm telling you, some of them look like they've been pulled out of the Atlantic Ocean. They really do. And sometimes for the prices people pay, or charge for them rather, is outrageous. But they're great and beautiful cameras. Alright. Okay, as we can see, it's been cleaned out inside of here. Only took a couple of Q-tips, amazingly. Next, we got to go deeper and remove these screws. More to come. Okay, removed all 4 screws on the back of here. Show you what it looks like when you remove this plate. Lift it straight up. And there you go. More to come. Okay, next I'm going to separate this part from this part. These two pieces here. So to do that, turn it around where this part here is upraised. As you can see right there. Lift it up just a bit, like so. Just like that. Turn it around, and you can kind of lift this up as well. Just like that. Take your screwdriver and lightly but gently go in and start lifting it up. Turn it around and continue to do the same thing. All the way around. All right, let's separate this. There you go. Okay, this part here with the glass, take a Q-tip with alcohol and of course clean it, which I've already done. Also, this area with the wheel here, you can just simply move that around, just like so, and clean around on the inside of it and all this type of thing. As you can see, you're going to get a bunch of junk out of there. Clean all that up. Alright, here on this part of the viewfinder, down inside of here, those are bugs. So you've got some dead insects right in there. Alright, take your trusty toothpick and just rake those out of there. Just like so. You're going to have a lot of this in these. Take your Q-tip, clean them with alcohol, just go down in there and just clean everything out. Alright. Okay, so I've already cleaned the aluminum here. The glass inside is dirty here. You can look inside these viewfinders and think they're pretty clean or fairly clean, but the glass is not. These are vintage cameras. Alright? In the perimeter here, and Bolex is notorious for this, is a locking washer in the viewfinder. Small. All this will have to be removed and the glass cleaned. You'll be able to tell this for sure, for fact, when you take a jeweler's loupe, hold it up to the sunlight and inspect it, and you will see lots of insects and different types of trash. Alright, so let's get started on that. Okay, this part of the viewfinder glass, take a pair of pliers and turn it ever so slightly and gently counterclockwise. It could be a little corroded, which is kind of typical for a vintage camera. Once you've got that done, continue to turn it counterclockwise, just like so with your fingers. And this will remove the glass and all intact, just like so. And this is the part here, of course, that you're going to have to dismantle and clean. All of this with that locking washer. So let's get into that. Okay, what you're going to have to do is loosen this metal locking washer with the glass. It's generally corroded or rusted around here, and it is, which you can see. It's got all that trash, and that doesn't help anything at all. So the solution is to make a solution of soap and water. Take the part, put it right in there, and let it soak, probably for about at least an hour. And then I'll show you what to go on from there. You just have to keep putting it in there and working around the side. Your toothpick's going to break, but it's okay. Keep going around the side there, just like that. Toothpick's going to do that. But you want to work out this part. So you see how it's coming out of there? Alright. I'm going to hold this around the solution. There we go. There, drop it in the solution of the soap. This piece here, do the same thing. Let all that soak and clean it. Okay, so now we can see I've cleaned the viewfinder eyepiece part, locking the washer, the glass, and now we can reassemble all these pieces here, and you can see what type of dirt from the Q-tips right here in the toothpick that I got out of there. Okay, going to use my sandpaper to sand down my rusty metal, hydrogen peroxide to clean my glass, and reassemble the rest of these parts. This one right here, this screw, and these pieces right here at the top, don't mess with them. I'm going to take the glass here. And slip it straight into there. Just like so. Next is the locking washer. I'm going to put it on top of here. And lock it in. Alright, take your piece of toothpick, break it in half like I've done, and you want to go around the perimeter of the inside of the locking washer and the wall of the viewfinder and seat that thing in there. So in other words, take it and push that locking washer down. Make sure it's seated. Go all the way around there. That's what you want to do. Alright? You got that done. Gonna have some wood flakes. Use your blower, your brush, but don't blow your breath. It just creates fungus. Because now you're going to take this part and put it back here, and this part of the glass is going to be inside of the viewfinder. So with heat and humidity, a great breeding ground for fungus. Alright, so of course we're screwing this back on clockwise. And this part of the viewfinder is essentially completed. That's it. Looks a whole lot better there for that part. And it will move around. If you see on this side, for those of you who are not familiar with this type of viewfinder, it positions this part of the eyepiece to the left and to the right. So as you can see, there you go. And we go back. Alright, let's continue. This part is completed. Okay, well, so what I've started doing is removing screws and little clips such as this. I'll go around here and remove these. Now, you're doing this yourself, you're very well going to find, more than likely, they're going to be rusted or frozen in there. Just be patient. Alright? Okay, so now that I've got the screws removed, I'm going to go ahead and start separating these two pieces. that back in focus. There we go. So let's take a good look at what we got. Rust on the glass, a lot of bugs. Alright, so I'm dumping all this stuff out. I got some of the bars for the screws right here. Take those pieces out of the way. Those braces. The rest of it, it's a lot of bugs. A lot. So, got no choice but to pull this on out here and clean it. Do that and get with the rubbing alcohol. Alright, here's the glass. I just thought I'd share with you that I'm still cleaning decades old bugs on the inside of this viewfinder. Cleaning all the way out around in here. At any rate, this is how your glass operates. This is what it looks like. The operation of it. Alright. So I will continue cleaning, obviously. Surface rust, a little bit of sandpaper should take care of that. Okay, so I'm going to have to remove this piece of glass right here, remove these two screws, and in doing so, upon that you are doing this, there are two metal holders, aluminum rather, they're up in here and here that hold those screws as support. Alright, I got to see how much rust that's around the frame of the glass that you see on that aluminum and up under it to clean it. And again, this is generally an issue where this stuff is stuck, these screws. Alright, so I finally got the glass worked out right here. And some of the parts, the metal parts, actually just fell out, broke and disintegrated in my hands right there, so I'm going to have to refabricate those. So this is what we got so far. More to come. Okay, on this side of the frame, you can see at the end of my pencil eraser, the glass, as you can see, is concave. So keep that in mind. I'll separate that just by pushing it straight out. As you can see, all the way around, just like the other, it just pulls straight out. I'm going to take this, once you remove it, and drop it right into the soap. Okay? Right in there. And this part, continue sanding. Okay, so as you can see at my end of my pencil eraser, I bent the metal pieces up and simply take a toothpick or your finger and just push forward and the glass will come out just like that. Move it on out of here and then drop it into the soap. Okay, I've cleaned it inside and out with alcohol and Q-tips. As you can see here, nice and clean there, no more 60, 80-year-old bugs. And there we go, all nice and clean. At the end of my pencil eraser, that is fungus that I've discovered on there. So what I got to do is take this piece of glass and soak it over here in my bowl with hydrogen peroxide for about an hour and then test it and that type of a thing. As you can see here, I've started reinstalling the glass. I've repainted everything. Started reinstalling it. The stoppers right here, I refabricated those out of plastic and put one on each side, so it holds like that, just like so, right by my pencil eraser right there, instead of the die cast metal that just disintegrated. Okay, on this piece of glass, the hydrogen peroxide was unable to remove the stains of the fungus, so it's embedded into the glass a good bit, but it's not going to affect the performance here. But the hydrogen peroxide will not destroy the fungus, but this UV light I have here will. So what I'm going to have to do for 9 hours on each side, put that right there and leave it for 9 hours on one side. When that's finished, flip it over for 9 hours on another side, and the UV light will destroy the fungus. So we'll let that get to work. A lot of stuff. The rust that's down in here, I would have to remove those die cast bars completely. If I'd unscrew this, everything would have broken off, and I'm getting ready to film a lot of experimental horror films. So I'm looking forward to using this very nice finder, and can't wait to get into that very soon here. Alright, so there you go. It looks a whole lot better. No 60, 70-year-old bugs. Looking good. Do contact me up here at Bolex Repair Philippines FB page for parts, questions, and servicing. The same at email bolexrepairphilippines@gmail.com. Do click that bell down there and subscribe. And if you love very gory experimental horror films, contact me at Morbid Team Entertainment FB page experimental horror films. Alright, until next time, see ya.